to what was going on for an interruption. So basically, same thing as I just said. Gonna try to sharpen it up the best we can, and then see about testing it out, see about using it, and go from there. Got the goggles, got the gloves, got the setup. This janky setup. What you gotta do is you gotta do. So I scoot this back so it don't move forward. Of course it don't. I gotta plug it up real quick. Yeah, so we got it plugged up. Well, first I'm gonna hit it on this side, which is the rough or the beauty side, and then I'm gonna hit it on the smooth side. I might have to stand with it, to be honest. So this is sort of what it looks like now. I'm gonna try to test it, see how better it dries, if it sticks better. I'm gonna use the same block I was using earlier. This is the same block I was using earlier, so that's how we're gonna test it. Remove some of this axe. On this block down on the bottom, I do have a portion of this hanging off because of the size of it. It's more round than the block I have under there, but let's just test it. I think it's like the rain. I felt a few droplets. Definitely drives in better. Definitely digs a lot better. Yeah, you can hear it. This stump. See, I don't have any good bottom pieces to set the wood on to chop it better. And it's not necessarily a problem, but it kind of is because I don't want it sitting on the ground and me having to swing it and it yanking on my upper half. Yeah, it works it better, but I watch it. I do believe that it's this stump right here, like this mass right here, this surrounding mass. That's why it's so hard to chop through. I feel like if it was a flatter surface, you have a better driving force because I feel like you got to split through this hump right here to get to a point that'll really give it a leeway to split. That's why I need it sharper because if I am going to do it that way, it needs to be sharper. Digging in. See, it digs in on this part to where it's got a nice cookie right here that's ready to chop. It just gotta. I gotta find some way to. Because I could try to shave it down right here if I had a way to. Because if I go at it with anything of what I have, probably might take a while. But that's what we might end up having to do is shaving it with one of the cleavers or a hatchet or something. Or possibly some. could make it easier, let's put it on this side since it's a flatter surface. So you just gotta give it a try, see how that goes. Um, see how much it moves. See. The only reason I don't like taking it on the ground, yes, it gives it more force on the ground, but I like to be able to control the stoppage. It takes more to stop it, even for 8 points, because it's on this long handle, so it's not like this. So if you could just, you got, like, for example, is this. I can control it a lot easier. There's no yanking on my shoulders, back muscles, and all of that. That's exactly why I don't use an axe on this piece, because it gets stuck. And I don't want to risk this breaking, but when it gets stuck, I'm going to have to hunt and my hands get clamped. It's either an airplane, helicopter, or something. That was a bad swing. Another bad swing. It doesn't help that this thing is wobbly, so you have a stable. Be careful when you do that, because either one, your handle can break, even though that's fiberglass. Fiberglass can still break. The handle can break. It cannot be lost all the way in and fall and knock you in the head or hit you on the shoulder and dislocate it, or it could be a really heavy piece and fall and catch you this way and you fall and it hurt your chest. There's a number of things that can possibly happen by doing that. So, even though I'm doing it, that shouldn't be done. No matter how experienced you are, all that dust, well, not dust, but the blade chippings and stuff. I feel like now that I just took that off, so many gnats are gonna come and eat my body. But it is what it is. It's just hot. Okay. That might work, it might not, who knows? Yes, I like throwing things. Oh, thank you. That should do some decency, but not really. So, let me move this right here. So, alright, so we've got the block in the tire now. To try to keep it from moving as much, even though it ain't gonna do all that well, it is gonna do better than it was. I'm gonna swing some more with this. And look how it's still moving. Jeez. Well, we tried to get through that one. We're gonna need at least a little bit more sharpness on the edge for the blade to get through it. Not gonna mess with it no more today. We'll take a little break, give me some coffee, and shoo, to put this back on. Like I said, I enjoy trying new things and trying to test what I know how, my little know how. I barely know how to do that. I know how to do it a little bit. So with just the little bit I did to it, I could tell the difference of it because it dug better. It did have not based off the sound, but you could tell it cracked in more. So it didn't do no cracking on it, but I'm talking about the thud it made. It made a little more of a crack. Like, it was just dunk. Before it was just like a dunk. Like a hollow, but I could tell the difference from the sound of the swing and the impact of the blade. But got a lot more to go. Got a lot more to go out here. So that's really what I'm gonna focus on. I'm gonna save the wood until I finish with all of this, so that I can just that wood chopping over there will be something to save for when I get this done, or during doing this. I finish something out here, do a little bit of chopping. I really want to save the chopping until I get a decent chopper, because yes, that was a decent chopper in time, but when I had it, it sat out, got rained on, got dull, and that was my fault. So has the axe, but the axe still does pretty well as far as cutting down trees and everything else. You've seen that by these little videos here and there. But for the most part, this is the journey. This is what we're working on, and it's got a lot more to go. Just got to get to it. But I'll be back later on tomorrow, or maybe something today. You never know. Let's see. Yeah. Well, we'll be out. Peace.